guys, in this video I wanted to share with you, I guess I'm calling this my winter warriors. My go-to products, mostly all skincare. I do have one little makeup-y item and a couple little things for your hair, but most of it is skincare. A lot of you have been requesting my skincare routine and to talk more about skincare, so I thought this would be a good video to do that. This winter hasn't been brutal as far as the temperatures, but it's cold and my skin, anytime the temperature changes and I'm going from heat to cold in and out, it definitely affects my skin. I wanted to share with you kind of my favorite products. And I don't have just one cleanser and one moisturizer. I have a lot. I've been doing this for a long time. I've tried umpteen amounts of products, and I think I'm a pretty good source for, I don't know, I'd like to think of myself as a reputable source of someone that's not gonna just use and love everything. Like, I really have formed opinions about things. I also thought about maybe including things that I wasn't crazy about in this video, but I wanted to just keep this all positive and give you kind of a variety of things. Products that are just gonna keep your skin really hydrated throughout the year, but especially in the winter months. The first thing I'm gonna talk about are hand lotions, and this is something that is a must, whether it's freezing cold outside or just a little chilly. When the weather changes and it's cold, my hands are the first to really be affected and the first that I notice right away. Hands are always in water, whether I'm washing dishes or washing Addie's hands or washing my own hands. I just can't seem to keep my hands hydrated. So the first that I have to share with you, and this can be used multi-purposely, but this is a good hand cream on its own, and I also use it to layer with other hand creams when I really need my skin to like not be cracked and hurting me. And this is the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. And I go through this by the tubs. I keep a travel size in my car. I have even one in my purse. I keep one by my nightstand, and I have one in my bathroom. I have turned so many people onto this, including my boyfriend and his son, who suffers from eczema. It's just an all-purpose, really good skin cream for anywhere on your body. It's not made with a lot of ingredients. It's made with safe ingredients. It's more on the natural side, and it just works. It works to keep your skin hydrated. I do sometimes layer this on my face as well when I really need to just, you know, my lotions and my oils, and I'm using them and my skin still feels dry. This is always like a final step layer before I go to bed. So I would definitely recommend this just as a multi-purpose cream to keep your everything hydrated. But then I do have two hand creams that I have really been enjoying lately. This first one is by the brand Cora, which is the brand that Miranda Kerr is, I think it's her line. I don't think she's the spokesperson. And it's their daily hand cream. And this is a really nice cream. When I'm looking for a good hand cream, I want one that's not gonna leave really greasy feelings behind. I don't like having to put hand cream on and then get grease all over my steering wheel or whatever I'm touching. And all three of these don't leave my hands greasy at all. This one has a really nice subtle scent. It's very creamy. It's not super, super thick. I would say the First Aid Beauty cream is a little bit thicker, but it's a nice keep in your purse kind of lotion, and the same goes for the Pacifica hand cream, and these come in a wide variety of scents, and all of which I've tried, and I haven't found a scent from this brand that I did not love. This brand is also cruelty free. It's easily found at Target and Ulta, and it's an all natural product, all natural ingredients. This one is the Tuscan Blood Orange. This is probably my favorite. It's the first scent I ever tried from the line, and it still remains my favorite. But the Sugared Amber, which is pretty new, is a really nice one too. I actually have that one in my nightstand. So a lot of times I'll do these together at nighttime, but these are really nice keep in your purse travel hand creams. Next, I'm gonna talk about lips, because if I don't go to bed with something on my lips, I will get out of bed to put something. I hate the feeling of dry, not necessarily cracked, but just dry lips. I need them to be moisturized. The first one is probably my most favorite, and it's my most recent discovery as of this year. And this is again by First Aid Beauty, and they're not sponsoring my video or know that I'm even making this video. Just as a disclaimer, I just really love their products. This is their lip therapy, and I love that it's in this kind of packaging because I'm not, you know, dipping my fingers into other things, which are the others that I have. It's super hydrating. It feels like a thicker version of Vaseline, and it stays on your lips. Like, you'll wake up in the morning and you'll still feel a little bit of moisture left behind, and I love that. I also keep one of these in my car. It's just overall when my lips are dry when I'm driving, and I really like this. But another one that I've really enjoyed over the years since discovering it is Sarah Hep's Lip Slip, and I've gone through a couple of these. I'm actually almost done with this one too. It's a really hydrating treatment, very thick. Could be sticky, like Dan hates when I have this on my lips because it's very sticky to him, but it's really good when you're by yourself and not kissing anyone. And then the Ever Smooth Anti-Aging Lip Treatment. It seems they're always sold out of this one. This one is a little bit thinner. When you first put it on, it almost feels like a lip scrub, but the particles kind of melt when it hits the like the warmth of your lips, and it just kind of melts and leaves your lips very moisturized and hydrating. One little makeup product I wanted to talk about is a primer. This is something that I haven't had all that long, but it's become a necessity, especially in this winter. It's the Too Faced Hangover RX. It's a replenishing face primer with coconut water, and it's meant to kind of hydrate your face when you're hungover the next morning. But me, I don't use this for hangovers. I just use this for an extra level of hydration before I put my makeup on, especially because I don't put my makeup on right after my skincare a lot of the times. So my skin, when I want to just re-moisturize it, and so I'm not putting makeup on dry, scaly skin, I'll use my primer spray from Scandinavia and then this primer before I put my foundation on. There's nothing worse than putting a silicone-based primer on dry skin. If you've ever tried it, you know it just kind of like sits and curdles on top of your face. It's really gross. But this is unlike any primer I've ever tried. It really just feels like a moisturizer that you're putting on. Has a really nice scent, and it just kind of is like a nice pick-me-up and very hydrating on the skin. So I would definitely recommend this for the winter months, but it's a product that I would definitely use all year round. So eyes. These little crow's feet. I always think of crow's feet as like when your fruit gets really old and it just kind of like shrivels and it dries out. I feel like when I think of my crow's feet, that's what I picture, like fruit, like an orange. If you've ever seen an orange like just shrivel and get really gross. So it's really important to keep your eye area especially hydrated, especially in the winter, on top of your moisturizer that you're putting on around your eyes. This is probably the heaviest, thickest eye cream that I've ever used. And to be honest with you, I've tried a lot of eye products, and to me, an eye cream is an eye cream. I've never tried one that I was like, this is a must-have, holy grail. Like at this point, I just kind of use whatever I have, and when companies send me them, like whatever I can do to just keep that eye area moisturized. But I'm really not loyal to one brand. But this is the one that I've been using currently, and it's very good, which is why I wanted to share it with you. This is the Triple Eye Remedy Overnight Balm for your eyes. It is a super thick, super thick eye balm, and I use it around my crow's feet, I use it underneath, and kind of I do like the circle around my eyes. Very thick, probably the thickest I've ever tried of an eye cream. Usually eye creams are really thin and emollient and kind of a gel-like consistency. This is the opposite, which is why I love it for winter, because it's like a really thick layer of moisture for your eyes. Let's talk hair. I think hair definitely takes a beating as well when the weather changes. It's important to keep the cuticles sealed at the ends and keep your hair really healthy as well. I just got a little trim, which I think is important to just keep your split ends off and keep your hair healthy and growing, and I think that's a good thing to do. But I also do use a couple products to keep it really moisturized and add an extra layer of hydration aside from the shampoo and conditioner that I use, which you guys know I love, by Alterna. So there's two products. A heat protectant is a must all year round, but this is the Nectar Thermique from Kerastase. A little goes a long way, and it's expensive, but you'll have it for a long time. This is just a really good moisturizing heat protectant. And then another one that I really love that I got from my local salon is by Davines, and it's an all-in-one milk. It smells heavenly, and I put this on when my hair is damp, just throughout, everywhere, comb it through, and it's just, again, it's like a nice nourishing milk to just keep your hair really healthy and shiny, especially in the winter. If you need a good pick-me-up and you have a couple minutes before you're going to bed, there's two masks that are really hydrating. Masks, face masks, serve so many different purposes. There's so many, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed. But the two that I really like for purely hydration and nothing else, not to, you know, help your fine lines or clean out your pores, these are just hydration, is the Glam Glow Thirsty Mud. And I take this with me every time I go on vacation somewhere because it's so moisturizing. And this is a mask that you can actually leave on your skin and sleep with it. So you technically don't have to rinse it off, but if you don't want to sleep with it on, rinse it off, your skin feels amazing. But I actually really prefer to sleep with this on, especially when your skin really needs it, because it's so thick, it smells amazing, it's very coconut, beachy scented, and it just feels so good when you put it on. And then the other one is the Ultra Repair Instant Oatmeal Mask, and this is a 10-minute quick mask when you just, you know, just need a little extra moisture. So both of these cannot go wrong. When you're in the shower and you have a couple of extra minutes, you need to shave your legs or something that day, this has been a staple in my shower for probably 3 or 4 years now. This is by Bliss, the Triple Oxygen Instant Energizing Mask. You literally need 3 minutes to put this on. You put it on, it kind of feels like a thick gel. Within seconds, it kind of like bubbles up onto your skin and it just looks like white foam sitting on top of your skin. Gives your face oxygen, cleans out your pores. It's a nice refresh. I do notice that my skin looks a little bit glowier when I step out of the shower, and it's a nice little extra step before your whole morning skincare routine. So I actually leave that in my shower, and I do it about once a week or when I have some extra free time. So let's talk face makeup removers and cleansers. I pulled 3. These are really great all year round, but I especially gravitate towards these in the winter and in the heat of the heart of the summer when my skin is like tan and flaking or just dry from the sun being outside. The first one is the Thirsty Cleanse from Glam Glow, and this isn't a mask, and I bought the mask long before I got the cleanser, and I just really love the mask because it's super hydrating. But this one is in the form of a cleanser. So this is actually a cleanser that I take oftentimes on vacation, a cleanser that I use more in the summer. I didn't have this last winter, hence why I didn't use it last winter, but I used it a ton last summer and I've been using it this winter. It's a very thick, almost feels like you're putting a lotion on your face and then you kind of add water and it emulsifies, but it's very, very hydrating. It almost doesn't feel like a cleanser. I think a lot of times cleansers, when you use them, it tends to leave your skin feeling really dry and like crying out for moisture, and that I've never experienced it. And then the other two, the ones by L'Occitane, the oil makeup remover, anytime you can use a thick oil or balm or milk. This is the Milk Oil Conditioning Cleanser from First Aid Beauty. Both of these are effective. They get your makeup off, they leave your skin really hydrated, and it really truly does feel like you're just putting a moisturizer on your face, but it's actually working for your skin too. And once your makeup is off, it doesn't leave your skin feeling drying. So I love both of these products, and especially using them in conjunction with a muslin cloth or a washcloth, like a heated washcloth. It just really, I feel like, helps to get the makeup off, yes, and cleanse your skin, but keep the moisture in your face. So I love these. And then it's always important to follow up with a toner. Again, all year round, you want to keep the pH levels balanced in your skin. A lot of times cleansers do dry out your skin, so you want to put the moisture back in before you start applying your moisturizers and serums. So I have quite an array. My favorite has always been this one from Lush, the Tea Tree Water. And this is a really nice one, especially if you have really acne-prone skin or hormonal skin or just skin that breaks out very easily. It kind of calms, it soothes, it reduces redness. This is really nice to just spray on a cotton cloth. But the other product that I've newly discovered, this is the Nirvana Face Spray by Josie Maran, and I brought this with me to Jamaica because I thought I'd be out in the sun, and it ended up raining most of the time, but I love this as an extra step in my skincare regime at nighttime. And if you've ever seen Josie Maran talk about this on QVC, it's like I wish I could just insert her video clip right here, because she talks about it in comparison when you're putting on products and lotions into a dry sponge versus a wet sponge, how much easier the soap goes into the sponge, and it makes total sense. And after I watched her, that's when I went to Sephora the next day and bought it, because QVC has been sold out of this product. But it makes sense. You can't expect your skin to absorb products and serums and moisturizers if your skin's really dry, whereas if your skin is wet and damp, then it'll kind of really soak in as a sponge, soak in the rest of the product. So this has become a must-have step right after I cleanse my face to make sure that my moisturizers are actually going into my skin and going deep into my pores. But I also really love this as a face refresher. Over the years, when the Evian sprays came out, I used to think, what a gimmick, like what a gimmick. But ever since then, I feel like brands have really transformed them into skin-loving, nutrient-rich sprays and not just water that you're putting on your face. The Evian spray is nice at the beach to just cool you off, but these that I'm gonna share with you are really, it's skincare at this point, and I just love them. I can't be without them. I just cannot ever be without them. The nozzle on this is really nice. Like, you get a really fine spray once you push it down, and I kind of just like drag it along my face. It has a really nice cucumber scent, really soft and subtle. I love the packaging. I just choked. Love the packaging. I took this on the plane with me. I didn't check this because I didn't want the bottle to break. It was under the TSA approved fluid guidelines. But I love this when we are landing on the plane, and my skin, you know how the airplane just suck everything out of your face? I just rehydrated with this. I put on some more SPF, and I was good to go when we landed both times. And oh, it's so windy. I just love this. Another one that I really love is great is the Vitamin Hydrating Mist from First Aid Beauty. This one, the spray, mist isn't a mist, it's more of a spray, and it smells a lot like oranges. It's very citrus smelling, and I actually took this one with me poolside. I had this in my beach bag the whole time, and it was a really nice refresher when we got really, really hot. But this is definitely like skincare. This is a really nice refreshing spray, but you can use it the same way. My Fix Plus is another one. This is empty, but this is another great one, an extra step. And I want a lot of the times use these too right before makeup. If it's like I said, I applied my skincare in the morning when I got out of the shower, and then I apply my makeup an hour or two later and I want to refresh. If I'm not using my Skindinavia primer spray, I'll pick up one of these to just keep my skin hydrated, then put my Hangover RX primer and apply my makeup. And truth be told, I really think it has such a great effect on how my makeup actually goes onto my skin and stays on, and it just looks really glowy and pretty. I think the application in and of itself is so much better when I use those face sprays. So those have just become a must. Nighttime, daytime, all day long. And then finally, we need to talk moisturizers for nighttime, because I think that's the most important, the last step before you go to bed and all your cells are gonna renew and flake off. A couple products here. Again, I've tried a lot of nighttime moisturizers and oils. These are just my standouts. Number one is the rosehip oil, and this is a step in my skincare that I most times use in the daytime. It's a very dry oil, so you can afford to put makeup on top without it smearing all over your face. But it's not only an extra layer of hydration for your skin, but it kind of works to fight hyperpigmentation, fade acne scars. It's made up of fatty acids, supposedly fills in any fine lines. But this is a nice step. You can use it morning or night. I use it sometimes both, but most times in the morning. And then I've recently been using the Josie Maran Pure Argan Milk, and wow. Wow, I don't know why I have not heard more about this, and I really wasn't gonna buy it. I bought it when I bought the spray, because when she was talking about this on QVC, she mentioned this. I don't know, I've been living under a rock. I didn't know about it. So I bought them in conjunction at Sephora, I bought them together. This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a really slippery, watery milk, but it actually is, it's a little bit, not thick, but it's almost like an oil, but it's creamy like a milk, if that makes sense. And I have been using this as a step before my actual moisturizer. So I do my face spray, I do my rosehip oil if I'm using it at night, then I do the argan milk, and it just kind of feels amazing at that point. And then when you top it off with an actual oil or moisturizer, it's just like your skin feels so plump. It just feels amazing and dewy. So my two favorites, these are not gonna come as a surprise to you. And I should mention that I do prefer to use oils as my nighttime moisturizer in the winter, especially over creams. I just think that they last a lot longer, are more hydrating, and more effective. So my two favorites, again, no surprise, Josie Maran Argan Oil and the Divine Oil from L'Occitane. I love both of these products. This one has more of a scent, this one does not. This one's a lot more expensive than this one, by about $40. Both can be found at Sephora. Both are incredibly effective. You wake up the next morning, your skin doesn't feel dry. It feels really just like plump. That's the best way I can describe it. Plump and dewy and glowy, and it's just great. So I cannot recommend these oils enough as like your final step, but those are amazing. So that is a roundup of all the products. I hope that wasn't too much. I know I threw a lot out at you, but I really wanted to kind of give you options to try different things for yourself, or maybe you have tried some that I mentioned and some that you haven't, so you can kind of decide which ones you do want to try. But honestly, there's not a bad product here that I mentioned. They've all been in my roundup and my skincare recently, throughout the years. They're just really good, effective products, and I hope that you can discover a couple little gems throughout this video that will become your new favorites to help you battle this cold weather. And I'm hoping that spring is upon us, because my skin could use a break from all the cold. One other thing I want to mention is to just keep your body very hydrated. Drink as much water as you can. I have noticed a huge difference in my skin ever since I did the detox, and I don't know if it was the actual detox diet or the fact that I was drinking 9 glasses of water a day, which I've tried to do in the past, but I've never been consistent until I did the detox. I started that detox a week before the Super Bowl, and I have religiously still kept up my water intake. A lot of you have noticed my skin. I've noticed my skin just looking fresher and glowier. I've noticed my makeup looking better, and I do think that the products have something to do with it. But overall, I think because I'm keeping really hydrated and drinking a lot of water, that has really helped my skin. So if there's one thing that I can advise you to do that will cost you no money, is to just drink a lot of water. That's everything I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, it's rose gold. Oh, this is really pretty. Oh my God, this is so pretty.